Alright guys, third story for the day. There was a lot to cover. There was a bit of a tough one to choose. It was this or Pokimane. This is actually a little bit more serious and a little bit more somber. Pittsburgh War Memorial vandalized with red paint. This happened on Memorial Weekend. A war memorial in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has been vandalized with red paint on Memorial Day. The memorial, known as the World War I Derby, located at the Y of the Penn and Butler Street in Lawrenceville neighborhood of Pittsburgh, was covered in red spray paint. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reported. The message painted on the war memorial, June 19th, 1986, glory to the day of heroism. I don't know what that refers to. What happened on June, that date? Was the day under the sign of Gemini. The US president, famous purple born on this day. So what happened? I can't see anything about what happened on that day. It was a Thursday. Ronald Reagan was a Republican. Margaret Thatcher was conservative. Events. Basketball player. Famous deaths. Yeah, I don't see anything that was specific of that day, to be honest. June 19th. Yeah, I don't see anything. But anyway, KDKA reported that there appears to be a hammer and sickle saga logo sprayed onto the war memorial. It's unclear whether the motive for the vandalism was the message's meaning isn't at this time. Police are also unsure of who's responsible for the vandalism. Well, I would say you'd start looking at the commies, to be honest, but anyway, considering there's a hammer and sickle. Police are reviewing surveillance footage from the area and are making arrangements for the memorial to be cleaned. Memorial is not only memorial honoring veterans to be vandalized recently. Police in San Diego, California, are investigating a skateboarder who rode his skateboard on top of the war memorial this month in an act of vandalism. I don't know if riding his skateboard on the top is an act of vandalism, but I'll have to see the footage for that. Yeah, I don't see what... Oh, okay. In 1986, which would be the same year. Yep, okay, 1986. So someone has it here. Alan Groscher government carried out the you-know-what of revolutionary political prisoners on the island of El Font. This was in Peru. The Rectory state could not bear to allow the prisoners to live and had exterminated them on the June 19th, 86. A news article on January 17th stated the old state in Peru demolished a museum dedicated to the heroic guerrillas of El Fronto. Note the words, glory to the day of heroism, that was sprayed on the paint. So apparently it has to do with Al Groscher's government that carried out the you-know-what of political prisoners. And it seems like he might have been a commie? Who is... sorry. So he was pretty, you know what? That word there, I can't say it. Apparently he committed suicide. Oh, no loss there, I suppose. It doesn't say what party he was. He was a part of the Peruvian Armistice Party. Social Democrat. Okay, he was a commie. Yeah, okay. So that kind of makes sense. That's why the hammer and sickle would have been painted there, I suppose, too. Look, at the end of the day, guys, obviously it's disgusting. Anybody that caught vandalizing a war memorial... I don't want to say you enlist them into the military because that would just be useless. Prison, 10 years, 15 years, I don't know. I have an amazing amount of respect for war vets, and I find this absolutely disgusting that someone would go through and vandalize.
Setting site on Memorial Day, someone splashing red paint on the war memorial in Lawrenceville. Vandalism was discovered earlier this morning, and we sent you an alert as soon as we learned about this crime. Channel 11's Mike Holden spoke to a veteran about the vandalism and learned police are now trying to...
So you can see that looks like a hammer and sickle there.
...find the person responsible. Mike, good afternoon.
This Lawrenceville memorial was perfectly decorated for the Memorial Day holiday. Then folks woke up and found this, an act of vandalism right here in their neighborhood. They say they're disgusted, feel disrespected, and they want whoever is responsible for this to come forward.
Yeah, that'll happen.
It is a surreal sight, a sight no one wanted to see this Memorial Day, a day where we remember, reflect, and honor those who put it all on the line serving our country. Only Channel 11 was there as Pittsburgh police documented the damage at the War Memorial at Doughboy Square. The beloved space at Butler and Penn Avenue in Lawrenceville was splashed and covered in red paint. Some of it on American flags, a lot of it covering the names of service members who passed away fighting for our freedom. Symbols were also painted across the back and sides. On the very front, someone painted a message with a date that reads, "Glory to the Day of Heroism."
So... symbols were painted on the side. Yeah, they don't want to mention what symbols though, do they?
Community members, glory to the
there it
day
is
of
there.
heroism.
That's the hammer and sickle there.
Community members say they can't begin to understand why someone would do this.
When they say symbols, it's because the media is covering for people.
And they feel it's a slap in the face to America and all service members.
It's just so sad because what is your message? Why would you do something like this to this incredible piece that stands for so much in this neighborhood?
I just wonder why people do what they do and what they're thinking when they do it. Just, whacked. Yeah.
And Pittsburgh police tell us they're now working to review surveillance cameras from this area in hopes of catching whoever is responsible for this act of vandalism. We're now working to talk with community members who have a personal connection to the memorial and why they say this is so heartbreaking. Reporting in Lawrenceville, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, look, it's absolutely disgusting. To be honest, who should do this 15, 20 years in jail? Throw them away and lock them up. Alright? Because, there should be no place in society where it is acceptable to go and vandalize a war memorial. It's cowardice for a start. You don't have the balls to go up and do it to someone's face. You're trying to be a sneak and do it when you don't get caught. You're trying to do it to something that can't record you or something that can't notify anybody that you've done it to them. It is cowardice. It is absolutely cowardice. And really, the guys or girls that did this, you just proved how much you are cuck. You really are. Because you don't have the balls to do this. You don't have the balls to make a statement to someone's face. Go up to a Navy SEAL and try this. See what happens. That's why you're doing it to a statue. You're doing it to a statue because the statue can't fight back. So you're a cuck. You're a meow. Alright, you're a pussy. You need to go back home to your little mummy and daddy, go back to your basement, tuck your you-know-what between your legs, maybe tape it back there, and learn to cluck like a chicken, because that's what you are. You're a pussy. And at the end of the day, anybody that does this, 15, 20 years in jail, and I tell you what, after the first sentence, they'll sure as shit learn not to do it again. And the reason why people get away with doing this stuff is because the governments are too afraid to stand up to and say to them, no, this is wrong. Lock them up in jail. Throw them in the big house. Throw them in there with a bunch of murderers and whatnot. And we'll see how tough they are then. But, hey, don't worry. We're going to waste taxpayers' money cleaning it up now. Right? But anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. To be honest, I'm disgusted. I really, really am. This person that did this, they're a pussy. They're a chicken. They literally... They are the lowest of society. They are scum. They are communist scum. And just lock them up 15, 20 years. And they'll stop doing it. I promise you. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow in the next lot of videos. This is the third for the day, so enjoy the other two. Have a great night, enjoy, and we'll see you guys then.